After a weekend off, the Indy cars are headed to the short track in Iowa. So for some fantasy racing insight to the Iowa Corn Indy 250, here's Arnie.
Thanks, Lauren. And we're off to Iowa this week. Now, it's close to the halfway point of the season. You may be running out of starts for some of the drivers. Remember, we can only use them 6 times this year. So I'll give you some advice if you have some tough choices to pick this week. I'd have to go with Dario on this one. Dario won the first race at Iowa in 2007, so he's undefeated there, took a year off, but he's back. But Iowa's a track very similar to Richmond. Dario's almost perfect at Richmond. Never finished off the podium there. Think about that for next week, too. The other driver you want to look at from the Big Four is Scott Dixon. Now, his average finish at Iowa in 2 starts is 7th. He was 4th last year. And Ganassi gets around that track really well. Weldon won the race last year, so you got to think Ganassi cars this week, maybe Penske cars next week at Richmond when they're at their home track. Now, another driver you want to take a look at this week is Marco Andretti. Marco was 2nd to Dario in 07 and 3rd last year, so he's never been off the podium. So he's either going to be off the podium and finish 4th, or he's going to win the race. Also look at Hideki Muto, who finished 2nd there last year, his best race of his rookie season. Now, 2 guys you might want to stay away from are, and sorry for this, Tony Kanaan and Danica Patrick. Now, TK's had 2 crashes in 2 years at Iowa, and although I think he won't crash this year, I still don't think he's a guy to pick at Iowa. DP is the same way. She finished 6th there last year, but she had a pretty bad crash the first year there, and I just don't think she's going to be able to keep up her good run that she's had lately. Now, guys you might want to watch are Newman Haas Laniken drivers Graham Rahal and Robert Dornbusch. Graham finished 10th there last year, and although Justin Wilson was with the team, he finished 12th. I think they're going to improve. They're going to run pretty well at this track. It's not as much about setup as it is about driver ability. I think those guys are pretty good this week. That's it for IndyCar picks. Now Firestone Indy Lights. They're back this week. You get the bonus points again. You can't go wrong picking the 2 drivers from AFS AGR Racing, JR Hildebrand and Sebastian Saavedra. Those guys are always good. There's no limit, so you can pick them every week if you really wanted to. But my sleeper this week is James Davison. Again, James has had a very good test on an oval. He's got some confidence, and he knows his way around that place. So good luck with the picks, and back to Lauren.
Thanks, Arnie. I agree with you about the AGR teammates of Hideki Muto and Marco Andretti, but for me, I'm also going to throw in Rafa Matos, who I like on ovals, Ed Carpenter, who's now a member of a single-car team with lots more effort focused on him, and last year's winner, Dan Weldon. That's about it for now. You can check in with our progress all weekend long as the race is broadcast on ABC and IndyCar.com. I'm Lauren Bohlander, and you're up to speed.